Hey, welcome to another one of my videos. Today's subject, Roseanne, and the spin-off that should have been. The series is centered on the Connors, an American working-class family struggling to get by on a limited household income. Dan, Roseanne, and their children live at 714 Delaware Street in the drab, fictional mid-state of Lanford. Many critics considered the show notable as one of the first sitcoms to realistically portray a blue-collar American family with two parents working outside the home, as well as lead characters who were noticeably overweight without their weight being the target of jokes. For those who feel this video is too long, rest assured, I intend to produce a parts series soon. As I commentary the scenes to lead you along, pointing out significant scenes that best shows the characters as they evolve. My spin-off idea comes from my observation of these four characters, Roseanne and Darlene, Jackie and Becky, as they evolve and where the show should have gone as a spin-off. I recorded snippets throughout the 9 seasons, totaling over 13 hours. Then I edited those down best I could until I was left with about 70 minutes. This wasn't easy, and why you haven't seen anything from me in months. Be patient as I systematically piece the puzzle and connect the dots along the way, so you can understand how a spin-off should have been done. And it mainly revolves around the similarities of Roseanne and Darlene, and the similarities of Jackie and Becky. To introduce you to my idea, let's start by showing a few scenes with Darlene and Becky as young kids.
Huh? Mom, he started it. No,
Stop it. Get away, get away.
Mom, feed it to the front seat. It's not his turn.
All right, that's it. In the trunk with both of you.
Oh my gosh, I was supposed to give you this.
What is it?
It's a note from my history teacher, Miss Crane. You gotta meet with her at 3:15.
Today?
Uh-huh.
Why do you always wait to the last minute to tell me these things?
I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Throw myself off a bridge?
Yeah, and take your brother and sister with you. I talked to your history teacher today.
Oh, Miss Crane, the pain.
She said you've been barking in class.
Yeah. Mom, did you get my book back?
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay, thanks. Mom, this is blue.
You're going to use that bag until you're 30.
Great, I'm just gonna look like a freak, that's all. What else is new?
Shut up. This is why some animals eat their young.
Your coffee?
Pan.
Yeah.
Not only does Roseanne deal with the kids, she deals with married life head on. She's stressed from the pressure of coping with home and work. She often lashes out at Dan for not doing his share.
Isn't there coffee every morning?
Yes.
In the 15 years we've been married, has there ever been one morning where there wasn't any coffee?
No.
Then why do you have to ask me every morning if there's coffee?
Is there toast? You don't like it when people leave jelly in a peanut butter jar.
Well, that's sickening.
Roseanne, being a practical and no-nonsense person, she definitely has no time for stupid at work from her boss.
You have to understand my position.
Well, you have to understand my position, Booker. I gotta go to school and talk to my kid's teacher.
All the players are equally as important. The running backs are no more important than the pulling guards. The pulling guards are no
Yeah,
more...
I got it. It's like a big old quilting bee.
What?
You know, where all the barefoot women on the prairie get together, you know, and they all stitch this one really incredible quilt, and no one patch is any more important than any other patch kind of thing, you know?
Uh-huh.
Well, the woman sewing this patch has to get off an hour early today, Booker.
Roseanne isn't your Harriet Nelson, June Cleaver, or Margaret Anderson.
A good man don't just happen. They have to be created by us women. A guy is a lump like this donut. Okay, so first, You got to get rid of all the stuff his mom did to him. And then you got to get rid of all that macho crap that they pick up from the beer commercials. And then there's my personal favorite, the male ego.
I get the feeling I'm not totally filled in on everything.
In this family, it's Roseanne who guides and keeps this family together.
Honey, that's the glue that keeps our little family together.
Hope you're still with me because this is where the clips begin putting my spin-off pitch together.
Don't give Mom your report card. There's no way you're going to get away with this, Darlene. I can't imagine.
We begin with Darlene forging a grade on her report card.
You got your report cards today? Dan, isn't that the most perfect B you've ever seen in your life?
Never seen one quite like it.
You guys know, don't you? To a D. Which is what I really got on my report card until I changed it. And I think the guilt.
Following that, Roseanne admits she did that as well. Like Roseanne, like Darlene.
She honestly thought she's going to get away with it. Oh, hell, I used to do better forgeries than that.
In this segment, Darlene stumbles on one of Roseanne's long-lost passions, writing.
Creative and expressive.
I don't want to be expressive. I couldn't care less about poetry. I just want to graduate high school so I can get on with my life, so I can get a job and get out of this hellhole town.
But if you could be expressive, what would you say?
Darlene's poem is picked best in her class, and she is asked to read it at the school's culture night. Darlene does not want to, but Roseanne puts her foot down.
Darlene Connor will read her poem.
Roseanne and Jackie learn of Darlene's sadness, perhaps a hint to the Fade to Black episode.
My concerns, Darlene's work will be late. It fell on her pancakes and stuck to her plate. To whom it concerns, Darlene's great with a ball, but guys don't watch tomboys when they're cruising the hall. To whom it concerns, I just turned 13, too short to be quarterback, too plain to be queen. To whom it concerns, I am not made of steel. When I get blindsided, my pain is quite real. I don't mean to squawk, but it really burns. I just thought I'd mention it, to whom it concerns.
Like Roseanne, like Darlene. We do a blast from the past and visit a time once when Roseanne wanted to be a writer.
By the year 1983, when I turned 30, I vowed to accomplish the following. And 3, I will be a famous writer.
You want to be a writer?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
On her birthday, Roseanne wishes for more time to write. Dan and the kids surprise her by creating a writing studio in the basement. Unfortunately, Roseanne is then hit with a severe case of writer's block until DJ inadvertently gives Roseanne her first new idea.
Dar, the two-headed evil sister monster.
Oh no!
Mom, how come PJ Pamwack isn't in the library?
Because it's not a book, it's just some stories I make up.
Well, it should be a book.
You think so?
Yeah.
Roseanne? What are you doing up here? It's after midnight.
Coming up, yet another like daughter, like mother episode.
Cindy, we gotta get a pack of cigarettes. What do you think you're doing? What does it look like, Einstein? You're gonna die, you know that.
In this like daughter, like mother, Darlene decides it's cool to smoke until busted when Roseanne finds her pack of cigarettes in the pocket of her jeans.
Dan, look.
Who's are those?
Well, they're in Darlene's jeans. You figure it out. Hey, Darlene, come down here a minute. I just found these in your jeans. I thought you might want them back.
Coming up is one of my favorite lines from Dan Connor.
Is this gonna explode or something?
No. It's gonna explode. We wouldn't blow you up. We'd never get you out of the furniture.
How come you're letting me smoke?
Because we love you. Right, honey?
That's right.
Okay. Mother, father, you're right. I was a fool. I'll never smoke again.
Good. Now get out of here before I crush your skull.
Similarly, Roseanne secretly resumes smoking to cope with her stressful life, then tries to hide the renewed habit from her family, mainly Dan, who catches her. Of course, every non-smoker knows none of this does any good, as smoke sticks to everything, especially clothing.
I don't expect you home so soon.
No, me either. Oh, listen, I wanted to ask you one more thing.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you smoking menthol or those charcoal tips?
I'm not smoking. Okay, well, I don't know. Ever since I had to buy Becky birth control pills, ever since Darlene turned into vegetable dip, ever since you opened that shop, ever since I have to work 2 jobs, it's just been a real sucky year, Dan.
I don't know if this next segment is fair to call Like Daughter, Like Mother, but this show only touched on this with Roseanne and Darlene.
Dreams are nothing to be afraid of. It's just when you're asleep, there's this part of your brain that just sits around telling stories.
Did you have a nightmare?
I don't know. I was too busy dealing with Darlene's.
Darlene had a nightmare?
That's what she said, but it just seems like something else is going on.
Mom, this is very
After Dan lets the kids watch a slasher movie, which they thought would cause DJ nightmares, the unexpected happens.
Can everybody shut up about nightmares? I didn't have a nightmare.
Well, then why did you have trouble going to sleep? What is the matter?
I got my period, okay?
So what's new? Darlene got her period last night. You're kidding. She's only 11.
Well, I was only 11.
Like Roseanne, like Darlene.
Wearing a D cup.
We aren't finished with the similarities of Darlene and Roseanne, and we will come back to more of them later. Hopefully, by now, you are starting to see that Darlene becomes Roseanne, and next I will show you how Becky becomes Jackie. A quick reminder, these similarities, I believe, should have been pitched for a spin-off, and if you can endure this video, hopefully you will come to understand how correct this idea would have been. But first, let's segue to a small Darlene curiosity to a Becky boy's crazy life.
I can't believe you were kissing him all night. He was kissing me too.
Well, most of the time. The rest of the time I was kissing him.
Can you open your mouth a little bit? You open your mouth? For what?
So you can slap him the tongue. Before you know it, you're on love's old emotional roller coaster. But all that's still a while off for you yet, I hope.
Have you talked to Becky about birth control?
Yeah, I sat her down and I said, Becky, don't. Becky's in the room with a boy. Becky! Darlene?
Brian, it's been fun watching the game with you, but I think it's time for you to go home now.
Bye, Darlene. See you at school tomorrow.
Okay.
Dan, they were making out.
Oh, it's just you. So how's your date?
Well, he's a great kisser, but it's not like you would know the difference.
Did you get felt up?
No!
I did.
Who was dating? I wanted to see what it was like, so I kissed him.
Okay, now let's go over some of the similarities of Aunt Jackie and Becky, starting with the many boys of Becky.
What's taking Becky so long?
Puberty.
She's getting dressed up for a boyfriend.
What boyfriend?
Chip.
Whoa, look at you.
Oh, are we going to be working the lounge tonight?
Little Becky's got her first boyfriend, huh?
Chip's the guy behind the counter.
The blonde?
You talk to Becky about
I'll do it.
thing.
Wow, you look incredible.
Really?
Yes. Get in the kitchen.
Oh no. This is gonna be like the talk, right? Mom, I'm not sleeping with anyone if that's...
Roseanne and Dan think it's time to talk to Becky about birth control,
So then you know about not getting pregnant by jumping up and down afterward.
which is a little confusing since it comes up later on in the series, seemingly for the first time, in a bitter pill to swallow.
I'm gonna go upstairs and jump up and down now. Good night, Becky.
Jimmy Meltrigger's the varsity quarterback.
He's picking me up here.
As opposed to where? Motel 6?
I'm starting to lose track. I think this is her third, if not fourth, boyfriend.
If I were you, I'd check upstairs for some missing Kleenex.
Hey, I thought you had pep squad today.
I'm quitting Pep Squad. I'm quitting school. I'm never going back again. If anybody tells me, tell them I'm dead.
What happened?
This is according to Cheryl Brewer. Hotshot Becky standing up to give her speech in front of all her snotty high school friends. And Mr. Perfect, Jimmy Meltrigger. Just as she completes the line, I'd like to thank the student council for allowing me to speak my mind. It happened.
What happened?
Becky cut the cheese.
Hi. Oh, hi. You must be Jimmy. Come on in.
Thanks.
Hey, Jimmy Meltrigger's downstairs waiting for you.
Oh my God.
That's what I said. Ooh, he ain't bad. It wasn't such a terrible thing that happened. And the proof of it is that Jimmy's downstairs waiting for you. Now, why don't you get downstairs before Aunt Jackie runs off with your date?
Hey, Becky. How you doing?
Hi, Jimmy.
Strangely enough, we never see good old Jimmy come back.
I wasn't sure you'd be up for going out.
Well, I am.
So am I.
Okay, Johnny. See you tomorrow night at 9. Yeah, Johnny, tomorrow.
Yet, Chip makes one final appearance.
I want you to put a leaf in here because we're having company Friday night. And I invited Chip and his parents for dinner.
How could you do that?
Becky, you've been squawking for months for us to have them over. You should be happy.
You know, they have to be out of here by 9. I have to start studying by 9 o'clock.
What? Hey, Mr. Connor.
Hey, Chip, how's it going?
Here, these are for you.
Thanks. I'll go put them in water real quick so we can eat. I'm really getting hungry.
We'll have a drink at the bar. We'll let you know when your table's ready. Tell Becky I need her to help me.
The boy-crazy Becky drops Chip and all that followed for her new sweet, Johnny Swanko, the tongue bandit,
Nice going, Beck. You got out of the house.
before settling for her final and last guy.
Sorry you can't come in. My parents have people over.
No prob. Hey, listen. Want to go to a party tomorrow night?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. I'll pick you up at 7.
7's great, Johnny.
Think it'll be cool with your parents?
My parents are very cool. They don't tell me what to do.
Cool.
Becky, get your butt in the house now.
Mother?
Now. Roseanne Connor. Nice to meet you.
We'll come back to more Becky later. Now to show you the Jackie side of this similarity. Jackie begins slow, but also goes through the men like crazy. Let's meet the many men of Jackie.
What are you doing? Your break isn't for 2 minutes.
Well, then I'll go back to work 2 minutes early.
You know, you have an attitude problem.
I do?
Oh, yeah. And I was thinking that we should work on it someplace outside of the workplace.
Where would you suggest? The backseat of your car? There is no way that I'm going to end up a notch on your bedpost.
Hey, what about you, Booker? You want to go bowling?
Are you kidding? Who else is going?
I am.
So you care to make a friendly wager?
Yeah.
All right. If I win, then you have to spend the night at my place.
At first it seems Jackie isn't interested, but it becomes obvious Jackie would love a night with Booker.
All right, Booker, a bet's a bet.
That's right. You know, spending the night with me, would that be such a horrible thing?
Might be nice. It would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be incredible. Not tonight.
What?
Not on the bed. Not tonight and not on the bed.
You have to love that only 2 people clapped, showing they approved of Booker's morals. What were the rest thinking?
You welcher!
Jackie persists to date Booker once again, before discovering he's a bit of a playboy.
I told you I was going to try and get tickets to the auto show.
Well, you know, Jackie, I'd love to go.
But
It's my mom's in town.
Oh.
Yeah, and, you know, she's for a couple of days.
You mean like Booker? Well, why don't you go tell him that? There he is.
Ooh, who's he with? His mother. Roseanne, give me your wedding ring.
For what?
Just let me in.
What are you going to do?
Well, you know, it just so happens that I live alone.
Hi.
Hi.
Booker, where have you been? I've been looking for you for 3 days.
Jackie.
Honey, are you ever coming home? I'm sorry to interrupt. It's just that the kids have been asking about their daddy. You divorced? Is that what he's been telling you? Sweetheart, what are you saying?
There is no wife.
Honey,
all right?
don't do that to me.
As the series progresses, Jackie starts off strong,
You lied to me.
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was going to hurt you.
I didn't say that it hurt me.
but as time continues, she seems to lose strength and confidence. Later, we will see Becky do the same.
I'll think about it.
Why don't you come back to my place and forgive me?
Oh. Well, why don't you go back to your place and forgive yourself?
One of these days you're going to fall for a guy with something above the waist.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Dan.
Jackie moves on to Gary.
Kitchen, giving Becky the zero population growth speech.
Really? Well, maybe she could use some help. I mean, I don't want to brag, but when it comes to birth control, I've tried to read just about every book on the subject.
Boy, I'm in love with you, Jackie, and, you're in love with me. Jackie!
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Let's get married!
Roseanne, he proposed to me.
What happened? Did she get shot?
Although marriage was brought up, the courtship is short-lived when Gary gives her an ultimatum to quit the force or else.
Ever since my accident, we haven't talked.
But Jackie, I'll be damned if I'm gonna get a phone call saying that my wife is lying in some hospital.
So what are we saying here? We're breaking up?
Dan, I can't deal with that bike right now. I gotta get out of here. It's over.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, these things happen.
I got a few things for myself. I'll pay it back later.
What'd you get? Oh, let's see. Disposable razors, amaretto mist instant coffee and a soft pink light bulb.
What? I just want to kick back, have a nice cup of coffee, and shave my legs in a flattering light.
Who is he? The guy you're dating.
Moving on to the next guy, Fisher, Jackie meets a guy she believes could be the one. We also see Jackie's confidence slipping.
Is he cute?
Yes, and he's fun and he's smart. Oh, God, he's so smart. He is so not for me.
God, you have such low self-esteem.
By the way, Fisher is played by Metcalf's real-life then-husband, Matt Roth.
Wow, that's somebody I gotta meet.
After the Fisher character had been found beating Jackie, that relationship ends, and Jackie then moves on to the next guy, Fred.
You know you like him. Go ask him out. You haven't been with nobody for 6 months.
No, don't make me do this, Roseanne. I am not ready to go out with anybody yet.
Just deal with me. If you go over there and ask Fred out, then I will ask Mom to become a silent partner and not come to work anymore.
Really? Dan? Fred? I'd like to go out with you some night.
Hey, Jackie. I'd love to.
Eventually, Jackie marries, has a kid, and divorces Fred. And except for a drunken stupor where Jackie sleeps with Arnie, this ends the many men of Jackie. Now, on to another Jackie-Becky similarity. Let me take a moment to remind you these clips were chosen specifically to form a better understanding for a foundation to my spin-off idea. It will all come together in the end.
What are you reading?
My police manual. You know, I could be making $3,000 a month.
In these similarities of Jackie and Becky side where they seem to do the same things and lose confidence in themselves, misplaced their goals, or jumped on the wrong things in life.
Cuffed you, gagged you.
Well, don't you even want to know what I think?
No, I don't.
I don't think you're cop material. You know, being a cop is something that takes a lot of commitment, not your strong point.
Oh, go to hell.
I mean, according to Mom, Becky's always good and I'm always bad. Like, if Becky gets an A in something, it's this big deal, but if I get an A in something, Mom just ignores it.
You know where she gets that from? From your mom.
Well, it's not fair.
Life is unfair.
Well, one day I'm gonna get even. I'm gonna have a neat place just like this, and I'm never gonna invite her over.
Yeah, you will. That's what's unfair. You're her sister, and you're never gonna get rid of her. I went over there today from my house to her house with a dream. A little dream. And she took that dream and she stomped it. And after she stomped
Coming
it,
up, one of my most favorite Jackie lines.
Oh, Jackie! Oh, there's all kinds of gravity in here. You know what? I am gonna go and take a little nap just for 1 minute. Okay, Roseanne? I am a good cop.
Okay, coming up, Becky's similarity to this, even if the reasons are quite different.
I left Grandma's number on the corkboard, and if Darlene ain't home by 4:30, I want you to give me a call. So you guys are going to work on your history, huh?
Social studies.
Oh, whatever.
Though not always as obvious in Jackie, Jackie and Becky share that bit of passion for fashion.
Okay, here's something we can use. A woman in a hard hat doing construction. I like those jeans she's wearing. Yeah, you know they have those at Rodville's.
I wouldn't mind being a model. If I were a model, I guess I'd have to become less of a party animal.
Oh, right, like you're a real party animal.
The beginner's drink. A dash of vodka, dash of Jack Daniels, with a twist of root beer.
Want to try one? What's in it?
And yes, there is a variation of this drink by that name. Just add rum and sugar to the other ingredients, even eggnog.
Aim.
Fire. I look back at junior high now and I just laugh.
I know, it's scary.
She opens the door, she closes the door, she turns, she moves, she cuts to the key, she spins. It's up, she still loses herself. Hey! Oh, the stuff tastes like sock sweat.
Hi.
Hi.
Your mom home?
Yeah. Hi.
I'm Karen Hudson, Dana's mom. I think it's really crappy that I let my kid come over here and you guys just leave them alone in the house the whole damn day with an open liquor cabinet.
Are you saying that my kid got your kid drunk? Well, I'm sorry that your kid came home drunk, but I mean, if you knew Becky at all, you know she doesn't do stuff like that.
Dana says you were making tornadoes.
We were working on social studies.
Well, maybe you and Dana shouldn't work together anymore. I mean, she's been throwing up all night, and you look like you've been reincarnated as a rag. I guess we missed some big party right here in our living room yesterday.
I was playing the records.
Wait a minute. Darlene, I thought you said you were playing the records.
And coming up, one of my all-time favorite Darlene lines.
Actually playing them.
Who was the bartender?
Wasn't it that girl who was over here studying with you?
Now it's time that I get on with my life.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
After having to leave the force, Jackie starts her many bad choices of careers that leads to nowhere in her life.
Every time I try something new, you just make fun of it, like becoming a cop.
Very much the same as Becky, who gives up her choices that leads her to nowhere in her life.
I will totally support whatever you choose.
Okay. Well, I was thinking of trying something kind of artistic. I could join that Lanford Community Theater. I could be an actor.
Yeah, or you could be a ballerina. You want to be a ballerina? So now you're going to be a masseuse. How'd you come up with that idea? Would you open the phone book to the middle and point?
I'm just sending off for more information, and it's not masseuse, it's massage therapist.
Good morning.
Hey, Dan, Jackie's going to learn to be a masseuse through the mail.
Geez, Jack, what happened? Your sea monkeys die?
I get a little support around here. Oh, we're sorry.
I just want to apologize for being a jerk last night.
Oh, I'm the jerk, Roseanne. I screwed up my own life, and I can't blame you or Mom or Arnie or Gary or anybody. Figure out what's wrong with my life and fix it.
Jackie finally sees her shortcomings and seems to get a little bit more serious.
Unless I find a man. And I figured out what I'm going to do about a job, too.
Yeah?
Something I can be really proud of, you know, like when I was at college.
What?
Well, it sounds a little bit crazy, but I want to learn how to drive the big rigs.
Soon, we are going to see Becky fall into her shortcomings. She, too, finally sees them.
Riggs. I never thought of that.
But not before we segue back over to Darlene, who unknowingly evolves into Roseanne, as she becomes a writer of sorts.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
That's what you did last weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished.
You know what? Maybe she's having a hard time adjusting.
Darlene fades to black, slipping into a depressive state, constantly spending time alone. In my belief, Darlene goes through a change into a Roseanne strong, independent person.
I care about being left alone.
Where were you?
I was out
Where?
with a friend.
Well, what's her name?
Karen, okay? God. I mean, do I have to account to you guys for everybody I know and everything I do? Why don't you just get your own damn life and stay out of mine?
Did you hear what she just said to us?
Yeah. She's finally got a friend! Oh, come on up here.
Roseanne meets Darlene's new friend Karen and her son. She is resentful that Darlene refused to open up to her, but has shared her writings with Karen.
Darlene comes in a lot. My name's Karen Miller.
Oh, you're Karen?
I already gave you a candy cane, Sammy.
Did not.
I did too.
Well, I better go. It's nice to meet you. Excuse me.
Hi. Remember me?
In my belief, the truth finally comes to light. I believe Darlene was frustrated she couldn't share her writings with Roseanne.
I know. You want to talk about the Star Trek convention, right? She's so into science fiction right now. I mean, just look at all the stuff she's writing.
How come she gets to read all the stuff you're writing and I don't?
Because you laugh.
Here is the first, but not last, where it hits home, that Darlene evolves into Roseanne.
We're talking about me. I'm not like you, and I never will be like you.
It's too late, Darlene. You are exactly like me. You have to have the total last word and everything, just like I do. Well, I just met Karen.
Darlene's friend?
Yeah.
What's she like?
Well, she has a 5-year-old. Like, okay, did you know that Darlene likes to write short stories? I get the grunting brat that...
Hey.
Hi.
What's that?
I guess it's something that Darlene wrote, so I guess I do get a Christmas bonus after all.
See ya.
Whoa, where are you going?
I told you, Mom, his name is Mark Healy.
Okay, as I stated earlier, after the tongue bandit, Johnny Swanko,
God, I hate this family.
Becky would settle for one more boy.
What's going on? I've been hunting for an hour.
Sorry, my parents want to meet you.
In steps Mark.
Mom, Dad, this is Mark. Mark, these are my parents.
I heard your horn out there. What kind of car do you drive?
It's not a car, Dan. It's a truck.
A rebellious punk teen who Dan and Roseanne dislike after he disrespects them.
Look, Mom, we really gotta go.
Night, Mac. Have a good time. Oh, I hate him. We saw Mark tonight.
Where?
Over at the Lobo, and he was drinking. This may come as some big shock to you, but he's got a fake ID.
We told him to stay away from you, and we want you to stay away from him.
Here is where Becky, as did Jackie before her, start to misplace her goals and jump on the wrong thing in life.
And you're never seeing Mark again, ever.
All right. Well, I'm going out with him tonight. Well, they're not going to find out.
Which begins her downfall.
Officially, I'll
This
be
becomes
basketball
clearer later in the series.
with you.
I can't believe this guy is so important to you.
Come on, Becky.
Where are you?
Where's Becky?
Oh, she went out to get pizza with her friends after the game. She should be home in like an hour or so.
Who'd you come home with?
What difference does it make?
We want to know.
God, you're beginning to sound like Mom.
Hold it. If I found that really insulting, would it bother you?
Well, you really want to know? Fine, I was with Mark.
Hey, how many of you could talk to your parents like this?
Take that D, the one you don't want me to go out with.
The one you're not allowed to go out with, Becky.
Oh, is that so, Roseanne? What are you gonna do, tie me up?
You are way over the line this time.
You're right, I don't mean no. I mean goodbye.
Lanford Cycle. Yeah, I'll accept the charges. Becky, where are you? Minnesota?
What's she doing in Minnesota? What's going on?
Well, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean you got married?
Give me that phone. Becky!
Unlike Jackie, who we have already seen finally discovered her poor choices, Becky still doesn't see hers. But it is near, and when it hits her, as with Jackie, it hits Becky hard.
We made the right decision. I mean, I love him, Mother.
maybe there's a very small chance that this isn't the very worst mistake you're ever going to make for the rest of your life.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, you can get a trailer like Becky.
Huh? Where are you going to after you graduate, Darlene? New York, Paris, London?
Becky is somewhat jealous of Darlene, who, with David, gets some great job offers.
You gotta understand, Mark, Becky was always the big achiever in the family.
Somebody coming over?
Surprise!
Hey.
Okay, just as with Jackie, Becky discovers her poor choices.
I'd like to thank you all for being here on the worst night of my life. Excuse me. Pardon me. How did I end up like this? Well, it's all Mark's fault. If he hadn't wasted the last 4 years of my life, I'd be the one getting big job offers.
You can't go blaming all the problems you got on Mark.
Well, it's your fault. Why didn't you stop me from marrying him?
Hey, you eloped, remember? We did what we could to stop you. You're the one that's gonna have to, make the change yourself.
Mark, this is something I've never shown to you. It's from the University of Illinois.
Just as Jackie did, Becky decides to make some changes and get back to where she believes she could have been.
And now sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone to college instead. I want to be a paramedic or a physical therapist. Well, maybe, I don't know. The sky's the limit.
I just thought I, wanted to talk to you about more stuff.
It's not necessary, Mom. I'm way ahead of you. Thinking maybe University of Chicago or Northwestern. What do you think?
Well, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, me too. And I'm also thinking of...
But?
What's the but?
Mark is the but. Mark is totally freaking out because you haven't even consulted him in all these plans you've been making. I think you're being a little selfish here, Becky, and I think...
Here is where some of the stories could fly. In any direction. The big question, when pitching the spin-off, it leaves a wide opening as to where Becky and Mark go from here.
You're totally determined that you're going to stay with Mark then? I asked you a question. Oh my God. So in your head it's already over?
Now back to Darlene, where soon I'll suggest some storylines in a spin-off of her and Kevin.
Who the hell are you?
Kevin.
Kevin who?
Kevin Healy, Mark's brother.
What are you doing here?
Mark and Becky went out, so they're paying me to watch Steege until they get back.
I'm home.
So, they just left you here all alone, that was it?
Maybe she thought she'd get...
Yes, you heard correct. Kevin, later known as David.
I know you, don't I? You're a sophomore, right?
Yeah,
Do you hang out with Dave Malone and those guys?
sometimes. My name's Kevin.
I'm Darlene.
I know. We had detention together once.
Yeah, I thought I saw you there, but I didn't think you saw me.
Yeah, I saw you. I like your hair. It's just totally out of control.
Thanks, yours too.
Thanks.
And for you fun facts people out there, DJ was David Jacob.
Looks like Darlene's got her little friend.
His name's Kevin. He's Mark's little brother.
Come on, Kevin, we'll give you a ride home.
It's about time.
Sorry. When are you gonna have light again?
Oh, just as soon as the Earth spins back around toward
The show depicts Darlene continuing her writing skills and applying it to David's drawing skills to create comics.
Upstairs to work on our comic.
Alone? With no lights on? I don't think so.
Well, what do you think we're gonna do?
If I think about it, you're grounded. No, I want you to stay down here. If you want, you can work in the kitchen.
This is stupid. Let's go.
Get back down here!
Come on.
Darlene.
David.
Dad, we're just gonna work. Why are you assuming something's gonna happen? Come on, he's not Mark.
That's true, Dan. Mark had a sexy kind of dangerous thing going on. This is David.
Yeah, okay.
David could be controlled. I think that's why Darlene likes him so much.
Okay, where were we? Hey, look at the size of the moth woman's breasts.
So?
So they're huge. They weren't like that before. All the women have enormous breasts.
I just thought they'd be more interesting that way.
You're just getting off on this. I mean, look at some of the stuff you've got them doing. I didn't write this sleaze. Is this all you think about?
You know, you make it sound like it's this bad thing when all I want to do is get closer to you.
David's feelings for Darlene continues to grow, while Darlene wants to take it slow. Or is it that Roseanne DNA to maintain control over their man?
Morning!
Yeah, really. I just got here. I couldn't sleep at my house where I was before.
Well, I guess you had kind of a rough night, huh? Come on in, honey, and tell me all about it. You are dead!
Mom, wait.
No, you wait, darling.
Nothing happened, Mom.
I trusted you.
What'd I miss?
We were working on the comic book, we hit this great role, and we ended up pulling an all-nighter. That's all that happened, okay?
Hey, Rose, David, you back again? Don't you have a home?
Yes.
Don't they miss you there?
Yes.
Now, first thing this morning, there he is knocking on the door again. You know, I think you guys are seeing too much of each other. You should go home now, David.
Yeah. Good night. Bye.
Look at those drawings. Large and such detail. That looks like an all-nighter to me.
I want to save you from some of the embarrassment that Becky went through, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring this up first. Monday we'll go to the gynecologist.
Coming up, a classic scene every parent needs to experience from their children.
Yeah, well, neither am I. First of all, I don't want to have sex yet. And second, you think I'd do it with you 20 feet away?
Why not? You could do it real quiet without us knowing about it.
Really? You can't.
You mean you can hear us?
Last night I had to tell David you were moving furniture.
Well, fine. We're not talking about my sex life. I'm an adult.
I don't have a sex life. But if I did, I wouldn't tell you because I don't think it's any of your business. And unlike your other daughter, if I needed birth control, I'd know how to take care of it myself.
Darlene continues to display more of that Roseanne strong and independence.
What's going on here?
Nothing. Can I have some money for a movie, please?
Sorry, all I have is hundreds.
This discussion's over, Mother. I'm not going to relive some gynecological bonding moment you had with Becky.
Whoa, you want to tell me what we're talking about here?
I'll tell you later.
No, let's tell him now. Mom wants me to go on the pill because Becky had sex.
I don't think that'll work.
I don't think that this is the proper time for you to discuss this with your father, Darlene.
Why not? I have nothing to hide. David never left last night. We stayed up all night long working on the comic book. I'm sorry, I screwed up, but I didn't sleep with them.
Calm down. I'm handling this.
No, I'm handling this.
There's nothing to handle. Don't you listen?
Yeah, I heard. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let this happen twice. You are not going to see David again. Do you hear me, Darlene?
I don't believe this. You guys are both treating me like I'm Becky. I'm not Becky. I don't go to the mall like Becky. I don't do great laundry like Becky. I don't love school like Becky. And I don't sleep with my boyfriend like Becky.
So what are you getting at, Becky?
What I'm getting at, Mother, is I'm stuck here, so I'm paying for how she screwed up. If you guys have a problem, you deal with Becky. Leave me out of it.
You think she's telling the truth?
Well, if she went to all the trouble of saying it in front of you, I guess you'd have to be.
You should have told me, Roseanne.
I don't even know what I can tell you anymore, Dad, and what I can't tell you, because you already got one kid that you won't even talk to.
Well, stuff happens around here. I should know about it.
Okay. Well, brace yourself. The kids can hear you having sex.
Hey, can I talk to you?
Sure, I'll try anything once.
Hey.
Oh, well, never mind.
Whoa, what am I missing here?
Oh, it's no big deal. We'll talk about it later.
If you can talk about it with your mother, you can talk about it with me.
Okay. I need more tampons.
What do you think?
Darlene finally begins to express her feelings for David. To continue being with him, Darlene asks her parents if he can move in because David is planning to run away from his mother.
He wasn't raised by you guys, so he's real well behaved.
This situation leads to marriage, but not before Darlene getting pregnant.
You don't know how much this means to me. I mean, David's the reason I came out of my mood last year and stopped being so difficult. And, I mean, we're not sleeping together, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just that I love him. Stop looking at me.
There's just no way we can do this. We totally feel for your situation, but it's just, we don't let anybody grow up here unless we're forced to by law.
You have no idea what you've done.
You don't think I know? What are the odds of you bringing home another boy I'm gonna like?
He's not going to Michigan. He's running away.
Listen, I want to talk to you about David, you know. I think he might be getting ready to run away.
What, are you kidding me?
No, and I feel...
In the series, Roseanne grew up in a physically violent family. Because of this, she is appalled by it in others.
I wanted you to take him in? What the hell are you talking about? David!
Scott.
What is all this crap?
When she sees how poorly David's mother treats David, Roseanne decides it would be best David live with them.
I want you to see what kind of ungrateful garbage I've raised.
You know, the kids, they just took a shot at staying together. It's not like it's the worst thing in the world.
You think you could survive for 2 minutes out there in that world unless I was taking care of you? You are worthless. You are a worthless little bastard!
Okay, I'm changing my mind. David, you can come live with us if you want to. Whether he runs away or comes and lives at my place, he is not going to stay here with you.
Get out now!
Well, it's a boy.
Molly puts the moves on David, but David continues to show his commitment for Darlene, an aspect that would certainly continue in the spinoff.
I'll just hang out until Darlene gets back. Oh, you're working on your comic book? I wish I had a body like that.
Yours is fine. You're in proportion.
Thanks.
What are you doing? Molly, what are you talking about? You know I'm going out with Darlene. Hey, you don't know anything about Darlene and me.
I know she treats you like crap.
Come on, that's not fair. Darlene treats everyone like crap.
She doesn't act like you're her boyfriend. It's hard to tell you guys are even a couple.
That's not true. We have big plans. We're going to this art school in New York together.
Like you'll still be together in 2 years.
No, we're doing it now. We're dropping out of high school as soon as we're accepted.
DJ, what are you doing up?
Nothing.
I think I gotta go to bed now.
Yeah, I better get going. I can get the homework assignment from Darlene later.
Darlene?
Out.
Can I ask you something? Are you really gonna leave?
What are you talking about?
I heard David tell Molly that you're running away.
He's dead. Man.
Shortly, I'll be including much of the subject matter you have been watching, and assemble a pitch on the characters needed in the spin-off, and how every one of them will evolve early as well as progressively in the spin-off show.
Like?
They kissed.
On the lips?
Uh-huh.
Did they do anything else?
What else is there?
David?
Oh, hey. How's the library?
It was okay. I was reading this really stupid thing about this guy who cheated on his girlfriend and... Well, he told a really big secret. So one night, his girlfriend snuck up behind him
and stabbed him like 500 or 600 times. You know, till her hand cramped up.
I didn't do anything, Darlene. She kissed me.
Oh, please, I've seen you guys together.
I only told her about our plans because she said we weren't serious about each other. I was defending us.
Oh, so while you were telling her how serious we were, you were chewing the buttons off her blouse?
This is insane. You expect me to feel guilty? I didn't even do anything wrong.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want you to feel guilty, so here's good news. I'm breaking up with you.
So what, that's it? We're not gonna work on the comic book? We're not even gonna hang out anymore together?
We're breaking up, David. It's over.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Forks go on the left.
Trouble in Teen Town?
It's nothing.
David, you better tell us what you're fighting about.
It's kind of a long story. Basically, before I could stop her, Molly kissed me. I didn't kiss her back, but Darlene broke up with me anyway. I was completely right, and she was completely wrong.
See, it's your job as the man to apologize.
Roseanne's progressive thinking.
But it's not my fault.
It doesn't matter.
So what does she do?
Well, she gets to forgive you.
She's the one who's wrong.
It doesn't matter.
All right, fine. I'll just go up there and apologize my guts out, take all the blame and pretend that I'm wrong. At least I'll know I'm right. Hey, I said I was sorry.
Apologies don't count when Mom made you do it.
All right, fine, then I'm not sorry.
You can go to hell.
This is all your fault, Darlene.
You're right, it is my fault, and I'm gonna fix it. I want him out of here now. David, get out.
Sit down, David. If anybody gets to move out of this house, it'll be me.
Can I come in? No.
Oh, here it comes again. Earlier, I told you it wasn't the last time you'd hear this.
David, tell me about what happened.
Roseanne once again explains to Darlene how she is just like her.
I also know why you're upset.
I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm not anything.
Yeah, well, I think you are, but you know, you always cover up all your feelings with some really lame jokes and some big tough attitude. Wonder where the hell you got that.
Please don't tell me I'm like you. I'm depressed enough. All right, I'm really mad at myself. I mean, I told him I loved him. What was I thinking?
Well, I think you were just being honest about your feelings.
Only after an argument where they make up does Darlene truly give in to her feelings for David, but not after fighting off those feelings one more time.
There's just no way to avoid it, Darlene. Sometimes you're going to have to go against everything I ever taught you and learn to trust someone. Even men.
I just don't think one person is worth this much.
Well, I do. I think you're worth this much. I think he's really good for you. You know, he brings out the human in you.
Hey.
Can he come in?
I don't care.
Come on in.
What are you doing?
Coming up, my most favorite David line.
Are you crying? I didn't know you could do that.
What do you think I am? Some sort of freak or something? I mean, we're breaking up here, David.
Yeah, but you broke up with me. You should be happy. I should be upset.
Well, sorry. I'll try and get it right next time. David, I don't want to break up with you.
You don't?
This is so weird. I'm not used to caring this much about one person.
Have I thanked you enough for helping me get that job in Chicago?
Yes, David.
Let me take a moment to remind you these clips were chosen specifically to form a better understanding for a foundation to my spin-off idea. It will all come together in the end.
You know, or we could just get married.
Yeah, right.
David.
You're serious about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I can see Darlene and David as a team in marriage, just as Roseanne and Dan are. Once again, Darlene following in Roseanne's footsteps.
Wait a minute. Okay. Now you're going to tell me you're kidding, right?
Nope, now I'm going to tell you I'm pregnant.
How? When?
When? Disney World.
Oh my God, you mean that night after the fireworks?
Well, either that or it truly is a magic kingdom. I'm still going to finish school, and by getting married, I can get on your health coverage, our car insurance will go down, we'll be in line for married student housing. I mean, it just makes sense, you know? Come on, let's go tell everybody inside and get this over with.
Whoa, slow down. You mean tell everyone in there? Oh, Darlene, couldn't we wait a few months?
All right, we don't have to tell them yet. Now take a deep breath and try not to look so pasty.
We'll tell them the movie we just saw affected me profoundly.
Okay, let's go inside. You ready? After you, Daddy.
Oh.
In the series, New York and Chicago were brought up. David in the field of graphic arts, while Darlene finishes high school and doing part-time work, will be the beginning of the spin-off for them.
And congratulations on the job. Is it on computer or you just draw by hand?
Thanks, I'm fine.
I guess you're pretty excited about moving to Chicago, huh?
Uh-huh. Of course it means I'll have to move to Chicago.
David's just a little excited about his new job. Isn't that right, David?
The movie affected me profoundly.
David, why don't you let me sit there? You've been hogging Mom long enough.
Okay, good, here.
But you should sit somewhere, you know?
What's up? I smell fear. I love that smell, but what's up?
Nothing's up. God. Hey, DJ, that's a great shirt. Where'd you get it?
My closet.
Oh, no, I think something is up. Yeah, I've seen enough of that Murder, She Wrote to figure that out. Let's see here. David is pale and kind of weak-kneed and all nervous, so there's no clues there. But Darlene wants to sit next to me, and she said something nice to her brother. Ooh, I wonder. I know, you're pregnant. That was my joke dance.
We're also getting married.
I'm excited for you guys. I think it's great. Dad, we're gonna be grandparents.
Wow. Well, thanks, Mrs. Connor. Really wasn't the reaction I was expecting.
Yeah, me neither. Guess you peed your pants for nothing.
My daughter's throwing her life away.
You've got a really tough road ahead of you.
I know that, and that's why I'm preparing for it now. I mean, you know, with summer school, I can still graduate on time, and David's got a full-time job, so the baby will be covered on his insurance, and I just put in for a copywriting job that I can do part-time at home.
Sounds like you're more prepared than I ever was.
Besides, I love David, so it's not like
Oh,
this...
whoa. Okay, that last little part there about you love David, You better go find him and tell him that.
David knows that I love him.
No, Darlene, I was talking to him, and he really needs to hear that, okay? Okay.
Oh, stop it, Roseanne. Our daughter's pregnant, is getting married. I can't just sit back and do nothing about it.
Okay, well, why don't you start screaming and throwing furniture around like you did when Becky eloped? And then we won't see her for a year and a half, too.
Yeah, well. Man, Rosie, this wedding's giving me a nasty case of heartburn.
See, all those years of eating light bulbs to entertain the kids is finally catching up to you. Hey, I want you to know that later on today I'm going to pull Darlene aside and I'm going to give her the mother-daughter talk.
Good for you.
Yeah, but just this once, I'm not also giving her the father-daughter talk.
I'm doing my part. I'm walking her down the aisle. I don't know how.
So haven't you tied your tie? Mr. Connor doesn't know how. Give it here. Listen, Mark, I know you're probably sick of hearing about this, but it just feels weird that Mom and Dad aren't here. You still on that? Well, they're our parents. I thought maybe for my wedding day they might...
Will you just shut up about them already? Man, they never did anything for us. They kicked me out of the house when I was 16, and they treated you like a dog. But the Connors are your parents now, okay? You and me both. They saved our asses.
Well, Mom and Dad gave us life, okay?
Sadly, in my version of a spin-off, Mark dies, as he did in real life. Writers have to do that sometimes.
Where'd you learn to tie a tie like that?
Dad? It's the only thing he ever taught me. Now I've taught you. And since it's the only thing he could have done for you today, you don't need him anymore.
Thanks, Mark.
I wanted to ask you, do you think Dad's gonna walk me down the aisle, or do you think he's just gonna give me a big push?
Oh, now you know he loves you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just try to remember that when he gives you the big push.
Wow.
Scary, huh? Oh, no. Oh, God.
I'll go get her.
No, I had one job that was to walk my daughter down the aisle. I'll do it. You okay?
Yeah. Well, I guess we better get back.
Wait up. Darlene, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about.
Well, it's a good thing I had to puke, or you'd have missed your chance.
See, I was thinking, man, how do I do this?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just, well, here.
It's rare, but sometimes people know they are about to die.
Deposit box. Nobody knows about it. There's a bunch of savings bonds in there.
Or at least may not be there to help. I think Dan is going through those feelings at this time.
No, honey, now you got a baby coming, and I just think, now, honey, you're just going to take it. Because I just think if you had more money laying around, you'd have more chances to change. I just don't want you to miss any opportunities, Darlene.
I'm not going to miss any opportunities. David and I are still young enough so that we have plenty of time to do whatever it is.
No. You see, that's where you're wrong, Darlene. Everybody thinks there's plenty of time to do whatever they want. And believe me, there's not.
It's as if Dan's life is passing in front of his eyes.
Stuff happens.
What stuff?
I don't know. Any kind of stuff. All kinds of stuff. So you plan things. And the clock keeps ticking, and you never do them. And suddenly DJ's in high school, And you're having a baby? I haven't talked to my dad in 2 years. I've been behaving like a total jerk. I should have been supporting you. Are you okay? And can I do anything for you?
You could walk me down the aisle. You ready to give me away?
No, I'm not.
Darlene and David have elected to share with each other vows that they've written themselves.
I, David, promise to always love and respect you, Darlene.
And I, Darlene, promise to love and respect you, David. And we know the best way that we can make it is to rely on each other the way our parents, Dan and Roseanne Connor, have.
No matter how good or bad life has been to them, they always found the humor in it. We hope we can do the same.
I didn't even see that coming. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Congratulations. You are now married.
You ought to see Nana Mary. She thinks the ice sculpture is a mechanical bull.
Thanks, I don't feel so good.
Well, duh, you were pounding down the imitation crab like it was a real thing.
Good wedding, honey. I really don't feel so good. I'm not kidding. Maybe you should go find a phone and call Dr. Walker.
Dan?
Call somebody.
And I'll see you in the next one.
What does your mom do when you get in trouble?
Well,
She yell at you?
usually she just says not to do it again.
And then you do it again, right? Then you never do it again?
Wow.
You totally mind what your mom says? That's pretty amazing.
Did you when you were little?
No. No, I never minded. That's why I'm a huge star now.